Hey guys, okay, so we are going to move to our next phase of focused note taking this week. If you remember, and it's okay if you don't because it's been a while, but we talked about something called the 5 phases of focused note taking. What we have done so far is we've gotten a lot of practice with our first step, our first phase, and that's called taking the notes, formatting the notes. So you guys know how to take the notes by this point. You know how to use Cornell notes, 2-column notes, 3-column notes, mind maps, etc. You are rock stars at that. So now it is time to move on to our second phase, which is called processing the notes. So if you remember, we watched a movie, a very short video clip. It's like 2 minutes long, called The Curve of Forgetting. And essentially what that pointed out is that if we take notes or we learn new information and we don't review it like quickly after we learn the information, there's a very high likelihood we're going to forget all of that or most of that new information we learned. And so that's the importance of processing our notes, is that we want to, within 24 hours of taking our notes, we want to process them. We want to go back, look at them again, and really kind of think of them maybe in different ways or in new ways. So what I want you to do is choose which 2-column note form you're going to use. There is a Microsoft Word template as well as a PDF template on the assignment called Processing Notes Practice. So if you don't already have that open it now. Remember also, guys, you can create note-taking forms on paper. So if you're not really into technology or you don't really want to use your computer today, you can create this on a piece of paper. I don't want to show you too much because some of my answers are on here. But you can see a little bit. I have my name, the class, the date, and the essential question. The essential question for today's stuff is on the assignment, but it's also listed here if you can see it. It says, what is the plot of this short film? So I want you to take some time and set up your 2-column notes, whether that is on paper or online. I'm going to move on, but if you're still working on that, which I'm sure you are, pause me and finish your focused notes setup. Okay, unpause me. What you are going to do now is also going to be on your own. I'm going to ask you to pause me again in a second. You are just working on the left side of your, I don't want to show you too much, but you're just working on the left side of your 2-column notes. You are going to watch a short film. Some of my avid kids said that they've already seen it, so if so, it's fine. It's really, if you don't count the credits, I think it's like 2.5 minutes long. So if you need to watch it again, if you've already seen it, it's okay. If you haven't seen it, then cool. All that I want you to do is work through the left side, which is just plot points. So as you watch, I just want you to jot down, oh, this happens, this happens, this happens. Kid is playing video games. Mom walks through the door, etc., etc. Take them quickly and don't think about them too much. Pause me and do the thing. So again, if you're like, wait, what thing am I doing? On the processing notes, the practice processing notes assignment, or the processing notes practice assignment, there's a video attached. It's very short. I want you to watch it, and I just want you to write down the plot points, the things that happen in that film as you watch. Ready? Go. Okay, unpause me. So you have taken your notes. You have set up your notes, and you've taken them. Now you need to process them. So what I want you to think about, when we think about processing, we can highlight, we can revise, we can add, we can delete, we can chunk, we can categorize, we can do a plethora of things. And there's an attachment on your assignment that goes through the 5 phases of focused note taking. So if you need to see those in writing, look at those. Things that I did as I processed through my notes. I thought that like one of the most important plot points was when the kid gets up from playing video games and we realize that his leg has been amputated. I think without that plot point, there wouldn't be a whole lot of, I wouldn't be able to make much meaning out of the film. And so that was something that I highlighted and then put an exclamation point by just to recognize like that was an important point. I also highlighted the part where the kid like throws the puppy on the floor because I was very upset by that. Very upset by that for many reasons. So I highlighted that and then put a sad face. I did some clarifying. I had written originally, the kid is rude, but I clarified that over here-ish somewhere. I don't know if you can see that. And I wrote that I think there was another reason for him being rude, and I'm not really sure what it is. And so I also asked that as a question in here. I said, I'm still confused about why the boy was originally so upset about the dog. And so, some things that come to my mind and some things that I could write down here are like, maybe he and his mom don't have a good relationship, and so he felt like she was kind of buying his love because we see they don't really interact, the mom and son, very much. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's just like he's reminded constantly already that he has an amputated leg, and so he doesn't need to be reminded of it. Like, he doesn't feel like he needs to be reminded of it again by getting this dog who also has an amputated leg. But I would like to know more about that. That's just something that I want to know more about. I would like to dig further into. So what I want you to do is process through your notes and your plot points in whatever ways make sense to you. So take some time to do that. When you're done, don't forget about the summary at the end. All you need to do there is write in 1 to 2 sentences what the plot of the film was. So you've written it in detail in your notes, but I want you to just summarize it in 1 to 2 sentences, like big picture idea. Okay? Thanks, guys. Let me know if you have questions.